All right, must-have spring fragrances. We all have a list, right? But these are some of my personal favorite must-have spring summer fragrances, technically more spring-esque, that I have in my collection. So stay tuned. So, starting with the first one. Now, this is the closest alternative to Green Irish Tweed that I've been able to find, and it's a hit. It's a hit. I bought this a few years ago, overpaid at the time. I think I paid $80 for this one. I could be wrong, but the first fragrance has to be Banana Republic's Grassland. Yes, Grassland by Banana Republic. Now, what you're going to get from this is almost a minty apple aromatic, fresh geranium, just sexy, magnetic, alluring, great for everyday use. You get kind of that mossy, a slight vanilla vibe, but you do pick up that lemon, that high quality lemon slash iris that you do pick up in Creed's Green Irish Tweed. Amazing stuff. Great dumb reach fragrance for this spring, and a must-have, must-own for $20, $25 on most discounters now. Let's add it to the collection, and that's Banana Republic's Grassland. All right, with this next one, let's go niche. Now, this is one of my favorite spring. You could use it in the summer. You could wear this all year long and get compliments. A very compliment-worthy fragrance and scent profile kind of copied in many ways to other popular niche fragrances, but that fragrance is from Sospiro, and that's Vibrato. Yes, Vibrato, Sospiro, one of, if not my favorites of the line. You're going to get some grapefruit, bergamot, kind of a fresh, citrusy, zingy ginger from this fragrance. Now, you could dress this up, dress this down, wear it in any occasion. You could wear it to school, work, the office, wherever you want to go. But if you want one of the highest quality citrus fragrances, in my opinion, this is a must-have, must-own. And you can find this on discounters. I think I paid $160 for mine. I'll link a few discounters in the description below. Use those links to save the most money. And yeah, in the next spot, must-have for spring, Sospiro's Vibrato. Now, this next one, I featured in a couple videos. It's newer to my collection, but I was so impressed because this features the note of iris, and I love iris, but this is done with a twist. They added green notes to it. Off the top of my head, I can't think of many green fragrances that have such a prominent iris leather vibe. And that's got to be from Azha, and that's Azha's Vert. Yes, Vert by Azha. You're going to get cypress, iris, leather, musk. I believe there's some woods. Oh, such a rich smelling scent. So sexy, compliment worthy. I get compliments every time I wear this or I show anybody this fragrance. Unbelievable the quality with the House of Azha. For $20, $25, awesome stuff. I will put a discount code down below, but I recommend checking out Ocean Breeze, Mountaineer by them. They're women's fragrances. Heat, heat, what else could I say? But must try, must own for spring in my opinion. And again, that's Azha's Vert. Now, this next one, it's the best flanker spawned from the original DNA. Now, the original DNA, too salty on my skin, and I prefer this one because it amps up the ambers. And it's from Acqua di Gio, and a must-have, must-own for spring, in my opinion. And that's Acqua di Gio Profondo Parfum. Yes, the Parfum of Profondo. Now, this one, again, about that $80, $90 price range, fantastic. It's such a fantastic smell. It's got those oceanic notes. It cuts back some of the greenness, adds some amber to it, and I believe this has a unique note of mimosa. I can be completely wrong, but amazing stuff. Shocked at the quality in this bottle. Now, Acqua di Gio Parfum, another great, fantastic spring fragrance. You could go with any of the Acqua di Gios, but this is a standout to me and a must-have for this spring 2025. And again, that's Acqua di Gio Profondo Parfum. So this next one, it's a flanker of Some call it a basic fragrance. I call it a masterpiece. Now, I didn't like the original fragrance when it came out. Smelled like Tide Bounce laundry sheets. But I became very excited as the more and more I wore the fragrance. But this is a flanker spawned from that fragrance, and that's YSL's Myslf Le Parfum. Yes, the Le Parfum. Now, you're going to get some peppery vibes, orange blossom, which is a white flower that lets this fragrance smell soapy, clean, fresh, but it's going to dry down to like a sweet bourbon, patchouli, ambery fragrance. It is amazing. Sexy, alluring, gets compliments every time I wear it, and a 9.5 in my opinion, must have for this spring season, especially in kind of those colder days. You could dress this up, dress it down, wear it to school, wear it to work, wear it in any occasion, and both for men and women. And again, that's YSL's Myslf Le Parfum. Now, this list is in no particular order, just must-haves in my collection. Now, the previous fragrances we talked about are going to give you about that 7 to 8 hours longevity, but this next one, beast mode, 12 plus hours on skin, days on clothes, and that's from the house of Micallef, and that's DesirToxic L'Intense. Yes, DesirToxic Intense. Now, with this one, I've worn this a handful of times, specifically in the spring, and people who don't like fragrances on me don't like most fragrances. I'm in a workplace, I'm seeing 100 to 200 people a day, but the people who don't like fragrances turn their heads on this one. They ask me a couple days in a row, they ask me, what are you wearing? And I try and explain it to them, you know, Micallef, and nobody knows what I'm talking about, but this is about a $200 price point fragrance and worth every penny. You can find this at Maxaroma. I'll drop a code down below. You can save some money, but an amazing scent profile, gorgeous. Saffron, black currant, cardamom, patchouli, musk, and it features a unique cannabis note. Even though you don't pick up the cannabis in this fragrance, fantastic stuff. Beast mode projection, beast mode longevity, worth the $200+ in my opinion. Yes, you could wear this, dress it up, dress it down, any season, any occasion. And again, that's DesirToxic L'Intense. Now with this next one, it's also 200+, I believe, for the 100 ml. I have a 30 ml that's gonna last me a lifetime. With 1,500 fragrances, 30 mls is plenty for me at this point. But, and again, do I recommend having this many fragrances? No, 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 no. You only need a few to get by. Most people don't even own a fragrance, or they own one. You don't need, in my opinion, more than 4 or 5 tops. But in the next place, from the house of Argos, one of their masterpiece creations, and that's Argos's Danae. Yes, Danae. Now, with this one in particular, the lemon really pops out. Yes, the lemon citrus right off the top. You're going to get some woods, some musk, just a dense quality citrus. It smells like money in a bottle. That's the only way I can describe it. With the house of Argos, all their fragrances are hits. Triumph of Bacchus, Sacred Flame, so on and so on. I could do a whole separate video on the house of Argos, but for spring, this is a must-have, must-own. Beast mode performance, I'm not even going to spray it in the air. And I get 12+ hours on my skin with this, days on clothes. And if you love lemon, bergamot, citrus done in a refined way that's luxurious and fairly blind buy safe. Now, in the note pyramid, I believe there's Gaiac wood, oud listed in here. I don't pick it up at all with this fragrance to my nose, but if you're trying to look for a summer fragrance from the house of Argos, spring summer fragrance, this is a must-have, must-try. At least get a sample. And again, that's Argos's Danae. Now, this next one, fantastic stuff. A lot of people compare it to Creed Aventus, but in my opinion, it smells similar, about 50% of the way there, but kind of goes its own direction. And again, it's the best of the line, probably next to my other favorite spring fragrance. But the fragrance we're talking about today is Tumi 19 Degrees. Yes, Tumi 19 Degrees, must have spring fragrance in the collection. Just another luxurious smelling fragrance. I believe I got mine from So-Avant-Garde. You can find a link in the description with a coupon code if you've ever shopped at So-Avant-Garde. Save yourself some money. But what I get from this is another dense, luxurious, fruity, black currant raspberry vibe. Yeah, raspberry black currant. As it dries down, you get some wood, some musk. There's some saffron listed. I get about 8-ish hours. Longevity, this reminds me of getting dressed up in the morning and going to an important event, whether it's like a business meeting or a interview or your first day at school. Just a mass appealing fragrance. And most people like this in my experience, but must have for this spring season, totally, in my opinion. And again, that's Tumi 19 degrees. And guys, if you love fragrance, cologne, perfume related content, slap that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up for daily uploads. You can follow me over at Instagram and TikTok at EnterTheFragrance. But that was my list for the must own 10 out of 10 spring fragrances for 2025. Comment down below what some of your favorite spring fragrances are. I'm interested. Maybe there's something I've never smelled that I need to get my nose on. But as always, guys, stay clean, stay fresh, and remember, the world is yours. We'll talk soon.